Welcome to the Legacy Lab. Welcome to the Legacy Lab where we are leaving a blueprint for the future. I have moved the Legacy Lab from the office yet again and decided to stand rather than sit, but please feel free to have a seat. Take a load off and enjoy today's topic. Today is also the day of the Florida Classic, and my husband is a die-hard Bethune-Cookman University fan. Go Wildcats! I am wearing this jersey in support. Well, let's get to the topic of why we're really here. Presence. Presence is one of the pillars of the quiet confidence era, and it keeps your life from drifting into performance, pleasing, and pressure. There are 8 points to today's discussion, so let's get to it. Presence is about being grounded enough to know why you're in a room and whether the room you're in still fits who you are becoming. Sometimes we need to do a size check. Does your room still fit who you are becoming? Presence is that mindful awareness. See, it's about showing up whole in every space. It answers the question, am I here because I'm needed or because I am aligned? See, in this season, I've decided I'm only going when it aligns with my purpose. How about you? Presence requires a self-check in addition to a size check. See, before you show up, you need to ask, am I just trying to be somewhere because I was asked? Or am I mentally, spiritually, and emotionally aligned? See, this stops us from showing up fragmented or drained or even pretending. See, it will stop us from just checking the box. When you show up exhausted, when you show up at the expense of your own rest, when you get there and people look at you and they can tell that you're exhausted and then you have to pretend to be okay. Well, sis, you don't have to perform being okay. You just need to be okay, bringing your whole self aligned with your purpose to the room. All right, number 2, presence asks the purpose question. Why am I here? See, this is the difference between obligation and alignment. See, you can be in the right room for the wrong reason, or you can be in the wrong room with all the right potential. Have you ever felt that something was off? Like you wondered why something didn't work, especially when you had all the right ingredients? Maybe you were in the wrong room with all the right potential. See, presence demands clarity. We need to ask, am I serving my assignment or someone else's expectations? Please remember, if you're not working on your own assignment, someone will definitely put you to work on theirs. Think about that. All right, number 3. Presence protects you from overextending, especially as women. We'll just keep stuffing our calendars. See, when you're present, you recognize your limits, your capacity, and your emotional bandwidth. Presence says, I don't have to be everywhere to be effective. It's okay to say no. I can't be everywhere. See, in this quiet confidence era, it comes from being selective, not scattered energy. We have to have that selective energy. So start being selective about, the rooms you show up in, where you go, and what you're willing to show when you get there. Number 4, being present means bringing your whole self, not just a polished version of yourself. So you need to show up honest, grounded, emotionally mature, and spiritually aware. So you're not going to hide your gifts, neither will you shrink them to make everybody else in the room feel comfortable. Stop that, okay? Presence says, this is who I am, and that's enough. All right. I must pause and tell you about a book I wrote, The Dressed Up Pig, where I have provided deep insights into unmasking and discovering the presence purpose relationship. You can find this book on my website at gen3legacy.com and you can learn more about it. All right, moving right along. Presence is also the power of showing up whole, aware, and aligned, not because you're needed, but because you are called. Presence discerns when it's time to leave. One of the most powerful forms of presence is knowing when the assignment is complete, when the season has ended, when the room no longer serves you, and when the version of you that entered the room is not the version of you who will remain. So will you spend 40 years wandering in the wilderness? Or will you honor the transition without guilt? See, sometimes we got to pivot. It's time to honor that. Just also know that presence amplifies your influence without you saying a word. See, when you are aligned, your energy speaks, your posture shifts, your presence becomes a room stabilizer. You know, sometimes people are saying, "Who's that lady? Who's that lady?" You didn't even say anything. You just walked in a room. Well, it becomes that room stabilizer. Well, we're on number 7 already. Presence also helps you to hear what your purpose is trying to say. See, purpose doesn't shout, it whispers. And presence helps you to listen. See, when you slow down enough to be present, your skills become clearer. Your gifts identify themselves. Your ideas rise to the surface. And your purpose becomes louder. And the next steps it just feels obvious. It becomes obvious to you. Yeah. And number 8, presence aligns perfectly with what's in your house. So you can't do an inventory of what's in your house if you're never present in it. See, presence helps you to look at what you actually have. It lets you appreciate what you already have inside. It will help you to stop discounting your own oil. It's time for you to become your own cheerleader. Start appreciating the inventory you carry. See, presence is seeing yourself accurately and confidently. Well, if this message has helped you in any way, helping you to show up whole, aware, and aligned, you can read more about it in The Dressed Up Pig. And I will be taking a deeper dive at these 8 discussion points in the days to come. But I wanted to just do a quick synopsis of what presence really is. So if you're looking for assistance, whether it is purpose coaching, business strategy, legacy tools, well, I invite you to explore, connect, and take advantage of whatever your next alignment steps are during this quiet confidence era. Well, thank you for joining me today, and stay tuned. We're going to take a deeper dive in each one of those points. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good evening. Bye.